Today we're cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and because I'm cooking with Christy, it's going to be Thanksgiving made easy.
What
Now,
are you trying to say?
but you can't cook.
I can cook, but keep
You're getting
going.
better. You're getting better.
All right, keep
All right,
going.
a couple of years ago, we did the full thing that
Yeah.
Catherine and I do at home with the turkey and the brine, and you know, you gotta wake up early the morning before and do your whole brine and prep, and you gotta wake up early Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Today is Thanksgiving the easy way.
Come on, brother.
And so easy that you can do it. You don't have to worry about a whole bunch of preparation. We're going to try to make this as simple as possible. Now, for Thanksgiving, you always have to start with the turkey. The turkey takes the longest to cook. You have to set aside at least 3.5 hours so the turkey has enough time to rest. And so today we got about a 15-pound bird.
Why does the turkey need to rest?
So the juices redistribute.
Oh, okay.
And it really helps with the moisture. One of the whole things with the brining process, and what I was trying to do with that, is make sure the turkey meat and the breast meat were moist.
Okay.
And so turkey has very little fat in it, so you've got to do some extra things like brining it. But today we're going to tell you how to do it real simple.
Okay.
What you do is you cook it upside down.
Oh.
See, this is the backbone. And all your breast meat's now on the bottom, so all the fat from the dark meat and the back meat is just going to flow through the breast meat.
Okay.
And won't come out. The other thing, and this is the other trick,
Yes.
is you don't put it on any kind of wire rack, because
Okay.
you don't want it sticking to that. You want that when you turn it to finish it, you want the skin to be all right and wonderful and look good. And so for presentation purposes, you put it on a bed of celery and onions. Please don't use carrots, because carrots will burn in 3 hours in an oven.
know that.
Then you take chicken broth, you pour that in. I like sage a whole lot. We've got some rosemary, we've got some thyme, all fresh herbs. You put that in the cavity of the bird along with some apples and some oranges.
I've
and
never
all
done
of that
apples and
will
oranges.
help keep it moist.
Really?
Because when the cavity dries out, it'll
Yeah.
dry out the meat as well.
So we'll have kind of a fruity flavor, or is it just mainly for the moistness
All
of
of
it?
that will provide moistness and flavor, and it'll all be wonderful.
Do you chop it up or just shove it up in there?
I just shove it up in there, because you don't need, you're not ever going to eat
Okay.
it. It's just going to stay in there. But you know, keep the secret that it's onions and celery, and then upside down
Okay.
for 2 hours. Before you put the bird in, take 4 tablespoons of butter.
All right.
Chop that into little pieces, and then push that under the skin of the breast meat, and that'll help
Come
keep
on,
it
brother.
moist
I've
too.
never done that.
Really?
No, seriously. Now, I would take the butter and I would put it on top, but I never thought to shove it in
Oh,
between
you got
the
to get
skin.
it underneath, and that way the butter doesn't burn.
Okay.
And it puts a lot of extra moisture in the meat.
Okay, now how are you going to flip that bird over without busting
You're
it up?
going to need oven mitts,
Okay.
and you just take each side, and you just flip.
All right.
It's,
That's a little trick
You want
I
a
did
light
not
bird
know.
for this. You don't want one of those big, you know, 26-pound monsters that feed 20 people. All right, you ready for my ultimate mashed potatoes?
Come on, brother. I'm ready.
Okay,
Do you know
fire
that
it up.
mashed potatoes are literally one of my favorite sides?
Butter. You know what leeks are?
I've
You ever
heard
cook-
of them, but I've
you
never
ever cook
cooked
with
with
leeks?
them. No.
A lot of people don't ever cook with them. It's one of the best flavor things you can add to potatoes. It's the secret behind vichyssoise, that wonderful potato leek soup.
Do they have a taste?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like onion, but the raw taste is a little...
It's very like
Should have. I'm not sure you should have done that.
Well,
Anyway,
I didn't know
put a
it was
little
onion.
salt in your butter. Fun with Christy. What not to do in the kitchen. Don't eat raw onion. Don't eat raw.
onions. Was that tacky?
You need a breath mint.
I know! I'm sorry.
All right, you're hearing that sizzle.
Maybe if I eat
All of
carrots.
that's good. And you're trying to cook this down until they're just wilted. You don't want any color on them. You want a piece of that orange?
Is it that bad?
No, I'm kidding.
Well, I have the apple. All right, I have a piece of apple.
All right. Don't talk with your mouth full.
Okay, we finish up.
I'll start the carrots while that's wilting.
Okay.
All right, this is a real simple carrot dish, but it adds a whole lot of holiday flavor to it because you're using orange with it. What you do is you start out with some water and you bring it up to a boil. Just a couple of tablespoons in the bottom. You're just trying to get it to a point where you'll create a whole lot of steam, but you don't want a whole lot of liquid on that.
Okay.
You need to salt this too.
That is the coolest little salt thing.
All right.
All right.
So you just cut your carrots on the bias. You put them into the hot water.
I would have said cut them on a slant, but I'll use the word bias.
Okay. It's getting some color. Now, you smell the difference? You don't like that?
No, I do like it. But you're like, smell the difference, like, from what?
That raw thing you ate.
No.
When you cook it down, it gets a very mild,
much more mild
onion flavor, and it's really nice.
Yeah. It's actually
so you
lovely.
cook it down to where it's wilted, and then you add in this wonderful heavy cream.
Ooh.
This is not a low-fat recipe.
I see.
And that was probably about a cup, maybe a cup and a half. And what you do is you bring this back up to heat, because you need all of this hot. You're going to add it into potatoes that you've already cooked. And you get to have fun with power tools in the kitchen, which is really nice.
Which you know I'm excited about.
You ever use one of these?
No, I have not. Well, no, something similar, but for like a milkshake.
You have a lot of fun with it. I call them a boat motor. But this is a stick blender. And instead of trying to put this into a blender to food processor, you take the blender to Ed.
Okay.
And that's really cool.
Oh,
you want to try this?
You know I do, brother. You know I do.
All right, be careful. And make sure it's fully immersed when you do it, otherwise it's going to... Notice I'm backing up.
I was just about to say, I did notice you backed up. I saw that.
See how easy that is?
It's very easy. But it's whipping the cream. Is it supposed to be chopping up the leaf?
It's supposed to be chopping up the leaves.
Do I look like a professional?
You are so professional. You got to be careful with whipped cream. You don't whip it too much.
Am I almost done?
Where it thickens. I think you are done. All right.
Okay. Now what? Oh, that worked lovely.
Okay. Now we turn off the heat.
Okay.
We take this, move this closer. Now, one of the keys to mashed potatoes is having the right mix. I really like yellow, Yukon Gold.
Why? Is it a flavor
thing? But I like russets because what russets do are really make it that sort of puffy flavor. Puffy texture, I should say. Puffy texture. So you get the flavor of the Yukons and the puffy texture of the russets. So I go 2/3, 1/3. And you boil them in salted water. That's one of the keys to mashed potatoes. You can't add salt to them. You got to boil the potato in salted water. You drain the salted water off, and this is what you're left with.
Oh,
now you just pour this on and do about half of it at first.
All right.
You know how to mash, don't you?
Of course. Can we use that thing again?
No.
Oh.
Because you want to have this have texture.
How are those carrots doing?
I think they're close to being done.
All right. Well, let's get in there. So you're telling me...
You have to watch how much of the cream you put in, because you don't want it to turn to soup. You want it to be fluffy, wonderful mashed potatoes.
I think it's perfect. Do you think?
All right, you ready to taste it?
What about pepper? You got to have pepper in there.
Sure.
A little pepper will do you.
Yeah. Have some pepper.
Oh, because you know I like to use these little things.
See, that's not work, huh?
You want me to taste it right from there?
Yeah.
It's kind of tacky. Shouldn't I put it on a plate?
No, it's a cook's test. You're just using, you're not going to dip back in.
Yummy! And you know what kind of tripped me out about? When I tasted those leeks, I thought they were very oniony, and I got worried with you. I'm not lying. I was like, that whole thing is going to taste like onions, but it doesn't.
It tastes like potato.
It tastes like potato.
A real elusive
flavor. Yeah.
You go, wow, what is that? You're not sure of it.
Yeah.
And then the heavy cream just makes it really, really beautiful.
You just taught me something, Gordon, because those are good.
All right, you ready to turn back over here to this carrot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which ought to be done.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I forgot?
What'd you forget?
Orange peel. I should have put this in here when they were steaming, but I'll add it in now because it'll still give up some flavor. And what you do is you add in a couple tablespoons of butter at the end. You cook them in the water, and then you use the butter. And if that is sugar, what you want is to take about a teaspoon of this. And this gives you that wonderful glaze.
Really?
Yeah.
I tell you something, you're schooling me here. I never would have thought to put oranges in carrots. Wouldn't have thunk it.
All you got to do is wait until the butter melts.
All right.
And there's enough heat to partially caramelize that sugar. And at the end of this, that's a very simple Thanksgiving made easy
That's beautiful.
way to do glazed carrots.
Can I taste that now too?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? You haven't put it in your mouth yet.
I haven't put it in my mouth yet. Seriously, I think there's a wonderful combination between butter and sugar That just makes the world a happy place, don't
Wasn't
you?
that great?
Very good. I'm
Should
liking
have a
it.
little more orange flavor. I messed up not putting the orange peel.
Ooh, are we moving
All right,
over?
we're going to move over. This
Hold
is
on.
what the turkey looks like when you take it out, and it's still moist. This is how that gravy turns out.
Oh, yummy.
And it's got a wonderful vegetable flavor to it. Here is one of Catherine's favorites, which is a sweet potato and fall squash dish that is just great. You want to taste that?
Yeah, absolutely. As you
With a
talk. What else can I
oatmeal
taste?
topping. These are peas and onions,
Okay.
which is sort of a tradition. This is real simple and real beautiful to make.
Ooh, what is that?
You just take a wheel of brie, you take some pieces of apple, you put that into the oven, put a little brown sugar on top of the brie.
Yeah.
You bring it out, and you drizzle honey all over it. The apples are warm and cooked. The brie is melting, and it's real simple and real delicious. Pecan pie. This is the pie that has made me the large man I am today. It calls to me at night. I'll be in bed, and it'll say, eat, you know, you gotta eat. Wonderful pumpkin pie, and she's reduced the calorie count on this one. You want
Okay.
some gravy with this?
Well, yeah.
Here, let me pour you out. Just a touch.
Gravy makes me happy. When are we going to cut that turkey?
Right now, but
Okay.
we gotta say goodbye to people.
Oh, okay. You go ahead.
All of these recipes are available for cbn.com if you want to learn how to cook the upside-down turkey, how to make my ultimate mashed potatoes, all of Catherine's pies, these wonderful peas, the carrots. All of it is available on Thanksgiving, made easy. You can find it at cbn.com, download it for free. And this year, you can say, we're going to have an easy Thanksgiving. Well, we'll be back with more of the 700 Club right after Christy finishes eating.